Welcome back to the channel. So today we've got the 2024 X5 xDrive50e once again. This one is in Alpine White and minimally spec'd. So the Go5 chassis, obviously the LCI or Life Cycle Impulse. BMW speak for refreshed X5. So not quite all new, but a lot of neat design features that have changed. So gone are the laser lights. This is what your standard headlight looks like in either premium or executive package guise, which means you get the blue sort of highlights here that sort of mimic what the laser lights were like. And then you got the core light there. So if you do not get premium or exec package, you don't get any of these blue highlights. Or if you get M Sport and get Shadowline package, this is all blacked out. So up front, revised front grille, and looks like sort of like satin aluminum, not quite chrome. And our center for the driving assistance professional package. Now again, all X5s come with this center sort of package thing going on here. So it's not indicative of whether or not it has a driving assistance pro. In this case, this one does have it. But they're all going to look like that no matter what you do. Over on the side, we have the standard style 738 wheels with all-season run flats. Our charging flap up there, and pretty decent sized calipers. I think they're the same size as the M Sport calipers, but obviously not painted either blue, red, or black. I forget what's available on the 50e. I'll use this blue and red. Then our electrified by eye badging here, which used to be up here on the charging door. Now it's down here. And our faux side breather gill, which doesn't breathe anything. All right, take a step back and take in Alpine White in the sun. So the lines do come out on this one more so than on, say, black sapphire metallic, which sort of just disappears. So can you get the tax rebate on the X550e? The answer is yes, with some qualifications. It will not be the full amount. So this is the only BMW that you can get with that tax credit availability. I think it's either $3,500 or $3,750. Whatever it is, it's roughly half of what's available. And you do have to have the price below $80,000 MSRP. Now, you can do that. I'm going to show you what that looks like on this one here. This one just squeaks underneath that threshold. So that credit is potentially available to you. So again, consult your tax professional. Don't take tax advice from some guy doing car looks on YouTube. Oh, so X550e badging, all in chrome. A revised diffuser, I think. Basically sort of body color. And our revised tail lights. Move to the side over here and take a look at Alpine White. Out of direct sunlight, and then make our way inside, go over pricing and options on this one. So obviously if you go no options on the car, you can definitely get under that $80,000 limit, but start adding options. You won't be able to get M Sport on it. It's just too much. I think you can just get M Sport and nothing else, but then M Sport plus paint, you're probably pushing that boundary real close. All right, let's take a look at the inside. So opening up, we have the black Senza fin. Again, that is included, and of course Alpine White is a no-cost option on the color choice. Senza fin will get you no cost as well. So quilting, very nice seat. This one does not have multi-contour seats, again, to keep the costs reasonable, at least below that $80,000 threshold. All right, so inside our standard steering wheel with our iDrive 8 instrument panel, curved display. All right, and in terms of the trim, is the brown poplar wood trim. You got a revised instrument, got a revised, of course, a revised dashboard mimicking the X7. Their X5 sort of badging here, and because this is the 50e, this will all light up when you're charging. So in blue as it's charging, pretty cool effect. And of course, our cup holders underneath there, plus the wireless device charging, which is included in the premium package. And we got our drive selector, nub, iDrive controller, air suspension controls. All right, so starting price of the X5 xDrive50e is $72,500. Paint and Sense of Fin included. Driving Assistance Pro package for another $2,100. Parking Assistance package for $900. Premium package for another $2,300. Then the heated front seats, armrest, and steering wheel for $350. 4-zone climate control, $400. Again, the climate comfort package is basically a P1 thing now, I think, on the 50e. All told, MSRP of $79,545. So it's squeezing just under that threshold. Now, if you want with M Sport package, you'd have to sacrifice some other stuff here. You might be able to get M Sport, a paint, say Alpine White, and parking assistance package, but nothing else on there. So premium package, in addition to the wireless charging, gets you the heads-up display and Harman Kardon sound system. So a pretty good deal, and moderately equipped X5. And if you're willing to accept those options, you can definitely get one under $80,000 and qualify potentially for that tax credit. All right, so I want to talk about some of these modes here. So you got battery hold, which is new for the X550, again, appeared on the 330e recently. It's no longer a battery control. In other words, you can't use the gas engine to drive and charge the vehicle. So this will hold your current charge, or whatever you're currently at. So this one's at, go down here, 36 miles, so roughly almost a full charge. You got your Sport, Hybrid, and Eco Pro. So we go into the battery hold. That's going to change your output up here. And one thing you can do is go into a live vehicle. And this adaptive content will show you what's going on with your car. So the battery hold means you are going to use the gas engine and the electric power. It's going to try and keep that charge at whatever it is when you hit the button. But you will generate power as you're driving. Of course, coasting, braking, all going to generate power back in there, generate a charge basically. So you can see how it's being used. So we'll say electric, or the other thing you can look at is in the instrument panel. So this will turn blue when you're using electric power and white when you're not. Another way to determine what your car is doing in terms of what drivetrain it's using. All right, moving to the back again. No comfort access on the door handle for the rear seats. Dumb. All right, here's our black Sense of Fin. And here's the view from the back seat of the cockpit with our panoramic moonroof shade open. And our 4-zone climate control here. Again, no heated seats on the rear because we're sacrificing that thing to keep the price underneath that threshold. And of course, knee room and leg room is pretty good. We also have USB-C charging ports down there, also in this area here. And then knee room, leg room, really good. We've been over the X5 several times. And of course, headroom, not an issue in the X550e or any other X5. All right, we'll take a look at the trunk and almost wrap it up. So won't pop the hood on this one. We'll go in the back here, use our kick to open. All right, so here's your cargo area, cargo cover up here, standard. And then not much of storage underneath here because of the batteries. And then the fuel tank is moved, I think, basically right behind here, above the rear axle. Just close that. All right, so going back into the cargo area. So you do have a flexible fast charger included on the 50e, but the adapter you get is only for the standard household outlet of 110 volt. So if you want to charge faster, you may not need it, depending on how you use the vehicle. You're going to have to buy the adapter. So charging times for level 1 can be up to 23 hours. That's going to be determined by how much amperage you can draw from your household circuit. That may be limited to, say, like 10 amps or something like that. It's all going to depend on the circuitry in your place of charge, be it at the garage or outside the garage, who knows. If you want to go step up to level 2, you have to buy an adapter. Of course, you have to have an outlet capable of providing you either 220 volt or 240 volt. And that charge time if you get 240 volt. The fastest possible time is about 3.5 hours. So a big improvement over the 45e. So your kilowatt take rate of the car has been improved to 7.4 kilowatts as opposed to 3.7 kilowatts. This gets you about 40 miles range, and of course you can do a lot better, and I've seen some reports of people doing up to 50 or 52 miles of electric range. It's all being determined on how you use the vehicle, how efficient you are, and whether or not you're preconditioning the vehicle before departing. Of course, if your commute is really low, you're going to make great use of the plug-in hybrid. In terms of power, so combined power, the inline-six B58 turbo engine, 3-liter displacement, 483 horsepower and 516 torques. So you're encroaching on that X5 M60 output. Not quite there, but a pretty good output. I think it's a big improvement over the 45e. And this is probably the Goldilocks X5 if you think about it. Well, that's it for a quick tour around the X550e, and we'll see you at the next video.